Hello YouTube, this is Ken Apocalypse, and today I want to address a concern. This ain't a gripe. I'm not putting anybody's product down. It's a concern. I feel like we're going backwards in the quality of some TVs this coming year, and in particular Samsung. The Q60, excuse me, the Q60R is, well, for one, last year the Q6FN was metal bezel, metal legs. This year it's all plastic. The peak brightness last year of the Q6FN was around 1,000 nits. The peak HDR brightness of the Q60 is only around 400 nits, which is horrible for HDR. Keep in mind, my camera, the pictures you're seeing here, oversaturates the colors because I have a Samsung Galaxy S9. So everything that it takes a picture of, it oversaturates the color. So it's not that colorful. Trust me, I've seen it in person. This is the price of the 55-inch Q60, which was the same price as the Q6FN from last year, but it was a better build TV last year. Now, the Q70 does support local dimming this year, but now this following picture, this is not a great comparison because the top one is a Q90 and the bottom was Q70, and of course you can tell the color difference. And I think Samsung does this on purpose for marketing. But I think the peak brightness on the Q70 is only around 900 nits, which last year it was peaking out about 12 or 1300. So it seems like Samsung is going backwards. Also, the Q70 is plastic. It's bezel-less. The Q60 has a bezel around it, a thin bezel. The Q70 is bezel-less, but it's still plastic. Plastic legs, plastic bezel. And you know, I think they're trying to push everybody on the higher end TVs like the Q80, Q90, which is, you know, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. But for average Joe like me, I can't afford a Q80 or a Q90. Okay, I can barely afford a Q6 or a Q7. Q7 if I'm lucky. But anyway, it's like Samsung is diminishing the quality of the build of the TV on the lower end models, and you know, trying to steer you towards the upper end, especially with the HDR peak brightness. I think that's horrible for the Q60 only to be around 400 nits. That's not good for that to me is saying that Samsung is kind of, you know, they're forgetting the average Joe. You know, okay, throw a Q60 out there for $1,099. Last year, the Q6FN, if you could afford one of those, 1,000 nits, awesome. This year, 400 nits, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not down on Sony. I like Sony. Samsung. I like Samsung. I like Sony, LG, Vizio, TCL. I like them all. Speaking of Sony, the new 950G came out, and the picture quality on this thing is awesome. It's boasting around 14 to 1500 nits HDR peak brightness. I just wanted to throw this one in there because I actually got to see it next to a Sony 900F from last year, which was an awesome TV. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not boasting about Sony. I'm not pushing it. But I will tell you this, that Labor Day weekend, Best Buy is going to have a big sale. This coming from the store representative that I spoke with back in the TVs. And you could probably get a Sony 900F 65-inch for the price of a 55-inch, which is great, and I'm all for sales. So, like I said, in this video, I'm not downing Samsung. I'm not pushing Sony. I'm not biased towards one product or another. I like them all. I wish Sony would get their game together. For the little man like me and you that can't afford a Q80 or a Q90. I mean, they did great last year with the Q6FN, 1,000 nits. It was a very colorful TV. The HDR was pretty decent on it last year. The only thing is, Samsung being Samsung won't support Dolby Vision because they're hard-headed. But, I mean, that's all in all something else. Sony, however, I will say this. Sony has adapted Dolby Vision, and it does an excellent job, especially with their peak brightness on their HDR. Vizio, can't wait for the new Vizios to come out this year. Still waiting. But, with the quantum dots that they're promising for the Vizio prices, they're supposed to be the same as the regular P and M last year. But we'll just have to see. Can't wait for them to come out. But they need to hurry, because the anticipation's killing me. I can't wait to see the new P series. But anyway, like I said, this is not a rant, or I'm not down on anybody's product, not pushing anybody's product. It's a concern. And I know a lot of people that I've spoke with wondering why Samsung is going backwards instead of forwards. It's just a concern, and I just want to address that. And I apologize, I didn't mean to make this sound like a ranting video. It's not. But anyway, this is Kim Apocalypse. Hit that subscribe button, share my videos, and I will have more for you next time.